I think we are live. Hey, 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 hey. Happy Saturday day. Hey, 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 hey. We are starting now.
Yes. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everyone. How y'all doing out there? We are so excited to be with you today, talking
Yes.
about Bali.
The magical place.
Do this, the magical place. Yes, we love that. We are Regine,
Tosh.
creators of the Black Goddess Collective, and together we are on a mission to help Black women unlock the power of pleasure. We host retreats and courses, all focused on sacred sexuality and spirituality. And we're so excited to be here today because we're going to share all the juicy details about our amazing New Year's retreat in Bali coming up in December.
Yes. People have been asking so many questions about it, either sending us emails or leaving comments in different places. And so we thought that this would be a great way to answer all the questions. And hopefully you'll get your question answered and go ahead and join us on this special retreat to Bali. We currently only have 5 spaces left. It's $500 to reserve your seat, and the early bird special is until February 28th. So if you've been on the fence, now is the time to go ahead and snag your seat, and we would love to have you join us on retreat. So, Regine, share with them some of the pictures from the last time we went in 2019. It was a absolutely amazing, amazing retreat and adventure for everyone who participated. And there were just so many beautiful moments that don't even adequately capture what happened and the transformation that happened on that retreat in 2019. But we'll share some of these pictures with you. So, you ready?
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited. So this is going to be your poolside, ladies, as you lounge on the chairs overlooking the garden and the pool. And this is where we're going to be having our meals, very Balinese style. And this is going to be the room, the double room. If you decide to do double, you also have single rooms available. And we are going to be eating delicious, fresh, healthy meals. Yay, yay, yay. We love
Mm.
that. Drinking lots of fresh juices and smoothies. So we always, we love mandalas and all things from the Balinese culture. And this is us from the first retreat in one of our circles doing some meditation and prayers. And we can't wait to share the healing water experience with you. I'm gonna just leave it there. It was so powerful.
Yes.
Um, as the women really went within. And this is our beautiful sister here in prayer and overlooking the lush fields. And of course, we had lots of fun. That's me on the swing. Oh my gosh, didn't we have a ball? We
Oh, wait,
had,
and look at them dancing. This was just like an impromptu dance party.
right?
And I don't know what some of those moves are.
I have no idea. I have no idea. And of course, we love a massage.
Of course.
Yes, yes. So there's just going to be plenty of opportunities for you to relax and sit and think and
Connect.
just be in sisterhood. This is what sisterhood is all about. So we invite you to. Woo! Wait a second. Can I stop here? And can we talk a little bit about this picture, Tosh? Go ahead and tell the people what this is about.
So this is me. And I did I enjoyed mini flower baths, which is an awesome thing you could do in Bali. I mean, can you imagine sitting in a warm tub of water? Not even warm, just like ah, better than warm, and then being covered in flowers, and they put these beautiful designs in there and some smell goods and essential oils, and you are just there in this beautiful moment called a flower bath. It is amazing. And so this was me at the end of one of my flower baths. and I had someone take a couple pictures of me, but hey.
Hey, love it, love it. So those are just some of the pictures that we wanted to share with you. There are many more if you all are interested in checking them out, of course. So yes, this is so much to share.
Yeah.
So go
So
ahead.
wait, we gotta tell them, okay, we gotta tell them the dates. So the self-care retreat in Bali is gonna be December 28th, 2023 through January 3rd, 2024. And of course, we're gonna incorporate some kind of like New Year's Eve experience into all of this. And we're so excited about that special component. So if you've been on the fence about joining us, now is the time to go ahead and register and hold your space. We would love to see you with us on retreat in Bali. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
And like we said, so we keep getting questions
Yeah.
about what is the retreat and what should we expect. And so we just want to share some of those details with you so that you can get those questions answered, because you may have the same one. And before we jump into all those details, we want to share with you a little bit about who we are
Yeah.
and how we got connected. So we met just a few years ago at a conference, and we're like, oh, you're doing retreats. I'm doing retreats. Let's talk. And so we had a really great conversation. And from that conversation, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, like a friendship and now a business has blossomed from that. So my own background is that I have a master's degree in counseling, and I'm also a certified erotic blueprint coach. And I'm really into helping women reconnect to their bodies, have more sensual relationships with their bodies, and really unlock the power of pleasure. And so that is what I get excited teaching about and sharing about.
Thank you, Tosh. And I'm Regine. So we met a few years ago and we were each doing our own retreats. I was doing Black Butterfly Journey retreats, and we were going all over the world and teaching women how to disconnect from their hectic, crazy lives and really connect with themselves. And and just really understanding the power of meditation and the power of silence and contemplation and going within and all of the wonderful things, and of course creating sisterhood. And so we decided to come together because we believe in the power of retreats to heal, to transform, and to create lifelong sisterhood bonds, right? And so when you allow yourself to unplug, you will make time for healing and restoration. And that's one of the beautiful things about going on retreats, right? It's your opportunity to check in with yourself, to create for yourself more nurturing time, uninterrupted time, which is something that is a luxury for most women, for most Black women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so also to, reconnect with yourself and do the healing work that we don't have time to do at home. We just do not have the time to do the healing work within our busy lives. And so the retreat is it's like respite for your soul, right? And this is a time when you can really transform your life and up level your life, and of course we want to do that in a beautiful environment, beautiful experiences, and to be totally taken care of. Like this is for you. This is for you, and you don't have to do anything but show up and be ready to receive.
Yep. Yep.
So Tosh, like why do we really focus? Do you want to share a little bit about why we focus on self-care and self-pleasure?
Yeah. So really, the self-care is the way that you begin to connect with this deeper aspect of you, where you can tune in to your true desires and stop operating out of what you feel like you should do, and shift more into what's in alignment for you in your life right here, right now. And so the self-care piece is really about helping you build a life where you can actually be in connection and in tune with that aspect of yourself. So that's why we focus on self-care. So once you have that connection and clarity to yourself, then you open the doorway to more pleasure. And pleasure is such a spectrum and can look a lot of different ways, ranging from daily simple pleasures to deep satisfying pleasure to erotic pleasure. And we talk about the whole spectrum of pleasure because as Black women, we've been taught to push through, keep your head down, keep going no matter what. And we want to interrupt that conversation and say, no, it's important for us to be authentic to ourselves, to be true to ourselves, and to reclaim our pleasure and to reclaim having our desires come to life. And so when we offer the Black Goddess Collective retreats, they're always designed to help you unlock the power of pleasure. And you're going to walk away with tools that are going to help you create a life that is dripping with pleasure and joy and freedom because it's available to each and every one of us. It's not something out there one day, someday. When you have the tools and you know what you need to do, you can live a life you love today. And so our hope is that you become absolutely unapologetic about claiming your desires and then living your desires. And so the purpose of our Bali retreat is really to focus on three things. One, we want to prioritize self-care. We have a lot of activities planned, massages, and special pampering experiences that are going to help you open up to speak to and connect to that inner part of yourself. But then we're going to complement that with pampering, with massages, and those types of things. We also want to help you tap into your divine sensual feminine self, regardless of, how you may look or feel at this point in time. It doesn't matter. We want you to reconnect to the feminine aspects of yourself. And so these are the things that we think are so important and worth pouring into for this retreat. And we're excited about that. I don't know. Is there anything else you would add, Regine?
No, I think that's just perfectly said.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. Yeah. Yeah. So, you may be asking yourself, well, is this retreat for me? Am I the woman that needs to go on a retreat? And so we thought about, we think about these questions. We've been doing this for a while now. And if you are like this strong Black women, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know that you put everybody first, that you feel like you have to be uptight and kind of cut it off your emotions and have a hard time being soft and letting go. This is for you. If you are fiercely independent, right? Like, I can do everything by myself, I'm good. This is for you, right? If you don't regularly do things for yourself, you don't really allow yourself to take time off, to be pampered, this is for you, right? If you feel like some people feel like something is missing, right? Like, I'm just going through the motions. I'm living my life. It's not bad, but there's not this excitement, this joy that I want to have. This is for you, right? And then some women, Tosh, we hear this all the time, who want to travel more, who want to have more adventure, more sisterhood, right? But they may not have people to go with. And so this is one of the beautiful things that we've seen throughout hosting retreats for the past 5 years, is that so many women want to just have more adventure, want to have sisterhood. And so if that is you, then yes, come along. We are inviting you, right? And then we also are inviting women who really want to tap into that feminine nature, kind of what you were talking about, Tosh, right? Like, to be more sensual, to be more, to have more sexual vitality, to even have the conversations about sex and what is happening with my sexual experiences, my sex life with myself, with a partner, whatever it is. We do not have these conversations in a safe space.
Mhm.
And so if you're ready to tap into, there is a reservoir of so much power in who we are as women. And if you're ready to tap into that and understand how to be more sensual, how to open up your sexuality and be freer, and just really understand what that means, then yes, please come on. And then finally, how many times have you just said, I'm not doing anything for New Year's? I'm going to just watch the ball drop, or I'm going to just go.
Boring.
Not this year, ladies. What did you do last year? Because if you ain't do, if you didn't do something that really like sparked you in a huge way, then we invite you to come and join us for New Year's. We're going to do New Year's in Bali.
In a whole different way.
A whole different way. So no experience you may have had in the past is like what you're going to experience in 2023. So we definitely want you to come if you're ready to have something, a new experience for New Year's.
Yes. Um, is our guest joining us now?
Yes, let us do that. We have a special guest.
Yes, someone who not only attended multiple retreats in the past. I think Bali was like number 4. Um, and she has such a magical experience in Bali, and really has been reflecting on her experience lately, and just like, I loved it so much. I want to share it with people who are wondering, is Bali the place for me? And do I want to go there? Yeah, you're gonna love her.
Yes, yes, you are definitely going to love her for sure. And while we wait for her to come in, do you have anything else to add about why Bali is so special?
Oh man, I mean, there's so many elements to Bali that I love. I mean, you and I both lived there for a month, so we hosted the retreat and then we stayed there afterwards and explored. And what I personally love about Bali is just all of the natural raw beauty. I mean, there's so many gorgeous waterfalls, there's so many rice fields, and it's just breathtaking when you go hiking, when you look around and see these flower gardens, when you can see like these sacred rivers that people still pray in that are hundreds of years old. This little island is just an absolutely special place. And so I love the raw beauty of Bali. I think it's really not like any other place I've seen or been. And I've traveled quite a bit. I think I'm up to like 30 countries or something. And Bali really has a special place in my heart because of the raw beauty.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, speaking of beauty, we want to introduce you to Miss Rhea, who, like
Woo!
Josh says, has been a member of this community for a few years now. She first came to our Haiti retreat. This was back in 2018 or something, 2019, and came back again and came to Bali. And so we love her. We're so happy that she's a part of this community. And we really wanted you to hear from someone who had their experience, so that you're not just hearing it from us, but we want you to hear from someone who's been to Bali as a retreat participant. So without further ado, please introduce yourself, my lady.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rhea. I live in Dallas, and I have been part of the Black Goddess Collective now for, I think, since 2018 is when I saw the page and was like, "Ooh, I'm going." And it was it was Haiti, and it was amazing. And I've since been on 4 retreats with you all, and they've all been incredible.
Yay! So tell us a little bit about your background, what you do for a living. Do you have children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I live in Dallas. I'm originally from Ohio, and I've been in Dallas now about 8 years. And I have three children, 19, 13, and 11, and all super independent kids, awesome kids. They allow me to travel. Actually, they kick me out the door most times. But for leisure travel, they do give me the freedom to go when I need to go. I travel also for work. I'm a flight attendant, so yeah.
Yes, yes. So in 2019, why did you say yes to Bali?
Well, I said yes to Bali because it's like Bali, so it's like when I saw that I was like, oh, I gotta go, because that's always been a place on my list. And it's actually funny because I went back and looked at I believe it was my 2017 vision board, and Bali was actually on there, and I had forgotten that it was on there until I came back from. So it's always been a place I wanted to go, and I immediately was like, "Oh yeah, I got to get there." So when um, announced that that was one of your retreats, I was like, "Yep, gotta go. No ways about it. Gotta go."
Yeah, yeah. And did you have to make any sacrifices? Was it kind of difficult? I mean, Bali is way on the other side of the world, and you have kids, and so what did you have to do in order to make that happen?
Yeah, so actually I had actually paid for the retreat, I believe in full, and about 30 days out I was really kind of like almost backing out. I don't know if you remember. I almost backed out from going. I think I even told you. I said I don't think I'm going to go. I was a little bit burnt out on traveling, and then also just financially. Although I had paid for the retreat, there was still the flight, and there was still like spending money. And
Yeah.
so I don't like to travel unless I know I have it to do. And so I was really like on the fence about whether I should go and whether I should just go ahead and just, say a little prayer and trust that everything will be okay. And so financially it was a bit of a stretch, but I decided to go ahead and go, and it worked out. I actually came back with money in my pocket. So the little bit of money that I had for spending money actually turned out to be ample in Bali. So there was also the concern of, going that far. Although I am a flight attendant, I had never been that far across the pond, especially, leaving my kids and worrying about that. Luckily, I have a really good support system here, and it was funny actually. At the time, my ex, he had actually kept my children for a previous retreat, and so it was super last minute because I had already told him I wasn't going. And then about a week or so before the retreat, I called him. I was like, "Look, I think I'm gonna go. Do you think you can watch my three children for 12 days?" And of course he said yes, so that was huge. So
That's great. What's your biggest or your best memory from that experience in Bali?
oh wow, Bali, I was actually going through like the mental Rolodex of everything that we did when we were there. And I think it was 7 days, the retreat, and I think I
Yeah.
took days on each end to travel. But like we literally did so much. It was We had so many experiences, and I'm just still in awe because it felt like we were there for like a month, even though it was only a week. Um, and I think there's so many, but I think the absolute best memory was probably um, the sound bath, the sound healing that we went to at Pyramids of Chi. Uh,
Mhm.
that was incredible. The woman who was singing and playing the instruments, I believe her name was Dee Dee. I remember seeing her as we were having lunch, floating across the room, and I was like, "Who is this angel?" Like, and my eyes just kept following her. And then she and her daughter were facilitating um, our sound healing, and I've been to many sound healings before, but nothing like this one. It was very powerful, and you came out just feeling like so light and so, I don't know, you just felt this goodness on the inside. And I even remember she actually, afterwards, everyone was kind of going up talking to her. And I remember she put her hands on my face like this. And it was like she knew me and she called me Sakina. And I was like, no, that's not my name. She goes, yes, that's your name, Sakina. And Sakina means peace. And so,
Oh,
honor for me for somebody to look at me and see peace. So that was probably one of my best memories. And then the flower bath was incredible. I tried to recreate that flower bath, and it just is not the same. Um, I remember we also did like a free day where everybody could kind of go off and do what they wanted. And there was a handful of us that hiked up to through over the mountain, through the woods, into um, this forest. I call it the magic forest. This healer was there, and she didn't speak English, and it was literally like she had her own section of the forest. Like it was insane. So we go there, and she's doing this healing ritual, and so we all have to pretty much strip down. And she's like, "Listen, there was a translator. She's like, there's no men or women here. So if you're uncomfortable with that, you can go on back down the forest." And so we all stripped down, and she told us to get it. It was kind of like a pool that it was a waterfall, but then there was like this kind of pool area. And so she like told us all to get in the pool, and it was freezing cold. And she's like, get in there. And so we're all in there, and we're all laughing like, oh my God, I wonder how long we're going to have to stay in here. And it felt like we were in there probably like 20 or so minutes before she started calling us out one by one. And I thought for sure she was going to call me first. And so every time she was going to call, she called, getting up to go. She's like, no, you sit back down. I'm like, dang, I must got some dirt or something. She made me sit in that waterfall forever. It felt like maybe an hour or so. But it was really amazing because once each one of us came out, she scrubbed us with mud from the earth. And it was like just this incredible experience. And I mean, when I left there, and then like, it was a series of other things that happened, but it was it was amazing. When I left there, I felt like I was walking through like this orb for like 2 months after I left Bali. It was incredible. So
Yeah. I thought you were going to say that experience was your like the best one, because I remember you coming back just raving, and it was such a beautiful story and experience that you had. I was like, wow, that was
it was
amazing.
it was
It's amazing is not even the best word.
yeah, I feel like there's really a word, because even as I'm thinking about it, I'm just like my heart is just like, oh, like overwhelmed, because that's how Bali made me feel. It overwhelmed in a very good way. So
So, Rhea, if anyone is, contemplating, debating, sitting on the fence, not sure if they want to do this, what would you say to
I would
that?
do it. I would say do it. You only live once. That's one thing that Bali taught me, is to be in the moment, go with the flow. Like, I feel like I've loosened up so much over the last 4 years since I've gotten back from Bali. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily an uptight person, but I think in some areas of my life, I can be kind of rigid. And so Bali really taught me to like relax, learn how to just, go with the flow and just do the things that you love and don't hesitate. So I would say if you are on the fence, just from personal experience, if you want to see some of my pictures, I will show you pictures, but you really need this. If your soul or spirit is calling you to travel to Bali, it's a long flight, it's exhausting, but once you get there, once you step foot off the plane, you will feel a sense of peace like never before. Bali is it's a place that's just indescribable. It is Ubud means medicine, but I feel like Bali is like, I like to call it like magic medicine. The whole experience, like you really get there and you really find out who you are, and it's incredible. You will have experience after experience, and not to mention the people that you bond with once at the retreat, and people that you meet on the way. I actually have a friend who I met there, and we've been friends. I've seen her when I was there, and we've been friends for 4 years now. And I have a whole niece in Bali, y'all. A whole
Oh, wow. We didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I say just go, take the leap. If you feel like you don't have the money, go sell some of your stuff in your house. I just purged my house, so I know if I can purge some stuff, y'all can purge some stuff. Sell stuff on marketplace. Go do some Uber Eats or whatever. I just think this is an experience of a lifetime, and especially like with these two ladies who are knowledgeable about retreat planning. Like you don't have to do it on your own, and that's another thing that's super appealing about these retreats is you get the fun stuff, but you also get the soul stuff. So these are planned out to a T, and your experience will be like none other. So if you can do it, please and by all means do it. I mean, you will not regret it. If you don't go nowhere else, go to Bali.
Ooh,
Thank
so
you.
thank you so much, Rhea, for being here and most importantly, for being a part of this community. We love you. We appreciate you. We are so blessed to have you on this path to pleasure journey
Yes.
with you for the past 6 years. And we hope that we continue to be in sisterhood as we all grow, right? We're all growing together. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. We love you so much.
So much to me, and my life has been altered since meeting you all. So I love you guys too, and thank you for letting me get on here and share.
Yes, thank you for sharing, Rhea.
You love
Appreciate
you.
you.
Bye.
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 I feel so.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, memories, right?
I know.
I've been on so many retreats. I'm thinking about other ones that she was on, and we had a great time together. So
Yes. Awesome. Well,
yeah.
so
What other questions have people had?
well, so definitely, we always get questions about, well, how many women are coming? How big is it going to be? So we love intimacy. We love having small groups so that the women can connect with each other. So that it invites for deeper conversations. It invites for more meaningful experiences. So currently, we have 5 spaces left. There'll be no more than 10 women. That's what we're planning. No more than 10 women. So that we can really like go deep, fast, and really connect.
Yeah.
And so the other question that we get a lot is, okay, well, where are we staying? What, kind of the logistics of that. Well, we did show you a couple of pictures of the actual retreat, the center. It's going to be in Ubud, not too far from the marketplace, but a little bit away, overlooking rice fields. So you can have both kind of experiences of being disconnected from the busyness, but also, if you want to go downtown to the marketplace and shop and people watch and experience the culture, you can do that very easily. So it's a beautiful Zen vibed retreat center in Ubud. And then, of course, I guess we can talk about like what's included, right? Just totally like what's included in the entire package. So it is 7 days, 6 nights in Ubud, Bali. All meals are included. I'm sorry, all breakfasts are included.
It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, it is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so that you don't have to worry about that, right? You don't have to think about what I'm going to eat and where, take out money for that. That's why, Rhea was like, I had money coming home because you realize that, I don't really have to spend anything, when this is an all-inclusive experience. And then we're going to have an amazing New Year's celebration, of course. And then as Tosh talked about, with the self-care and the sensuality and sexuality and femininity. So we're going to have our Black Goddess circles where you have an opportunity to do the soul work that Rhea was talking about. And then we love massages. We love body work, right? And so we're going to have the day you get there and the day after, we'll be scheduling massages so you can kind of release and really begin to like, I'm here, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're also going to have a spa day, which we did the last time and the ladies loved it. We'll have daily sacred movement, and we'll talk about why movement's important and the value of it, and all of those things. And we'll have yoga nidra relaxation sessions. We really want you to just woosah. So we are creating a package of experiences for you to do just that. Of course, we have to do the sound healing, and Rhea talked about her amazing experience with that. And for those of you who are shopaholics, no worries. You have a day dedicated to shopping and experiencing the Balinese culture. We're going to do the Sacred Waters healing experience. Of course, if you Google Bali, you're going to see Sacred Waters as one of the top hits, because it's such a unique experience. And then, of course, there's the coffee experience, right? This monkey coffee. It's the world's most exclusive and expensive. And so we got to try that. And we'll have a local cultural dinner. We'll have our closing ceremony, and just lots of free time for you to go to the beach, explore, shop, maybe even take a cooking class. So we definitely have included a lot of downtime for you to just do what you want to do. And you're going to meet sister friends, and y'all are going to do stuff together. You decide, or maybe you decide you want to do things alone. You're going to have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a pretty inclusive package, because we really just want you to be able to pack your bags and come and really be ready to receive and be poured into. And so all of this is going to be about your nurturing, your realignment, your connection to these authentic, deep parts of yourself. So it's a very much a value experience. So one of the other questions we keep getting is, when does the early bird special end? So the early bird special is until February 28th. So please take advantage of it. We really put together something amazing. We're giving it to you at a great rate, and it's only $500 to reserve your space. And then once you have your space, you can do a payment plan leading up to the retreat in December. So really, there's no reason not to join us. If you have a question that we didn't answer, please reach out to us. Let us know. We can answer any questions you have, or hop on a call if there's something more complex that you're wondering about. But we really would love to see you join us in Bali. We want you there. And there's only 5 seats left. And we've started to open it up to people outside of this community. And we don't want you to miss out. So please go ahead and register to join us for this self-care retreat in Bali.
Yes. So how do they do that, Tosh? How do they email us, contact us? And then if they want to go ahead and register, how do they do that?
You can shoot us an email over at Black Goddess Collective @gmail.com. You can email us there, or you can respond to a comment in this video or in the Facebook group, and we will respond to you and make sure that you feel good about having all of your questions answered, so you have clarity about what you're stepping into.
Yeah. So underneath or on top of this video, I am going to post the link for the registration, and then and also the email address, in case you guys have questions about that.
Yeah.
About, if you want to directly contact us, you can do that. But I'm going to do that now. And I think that's it. Any other questions that we've been getting that we haven't addressed, you think, Tosh?
I believe these are the most of them. The other thing people have asked a little bit about is the weather and then the cuisine. So let's talk about those, because one is the cuisine in Bali is really fresh, organic, delicious, healthy meals. Like everything's everything's really prepared like on demand. So, fresh fruit salads, fresh granola, fresh everything, rice, meat, healthy veggies. Everything's very flavorful and really delicious. So the cuisine is like, I think everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then the other question we've been getting is about the weather, like what's the overall temperature? So Bali is a really warm and tropical place year round. So if you live in a cold climate, this would be an awesome break in the middle of December to get out of the cold and into some warm and sunshine, some warmth and sunshine. So in terms of packing, you want to pack like sundresses and bathing suits and, just come ready to just like, woosah, because just the energy of the place is amazing, coupled with this warm weather. It feels so good. So yeah, those are other two.
Can we just emphasize that this is not I need to pack to look cute experience, right? Like we really want you can look as crunchy as you want. You don't have to worry about getting your hair did before you go, because hopefully you'll be jumping in a lake or in
a waterfall
or going to the beach. And really this is like, you don't have to pack your makeup, you don't have to wear any makeup. Like we want you to let go. And so
right, because don't be expecting us to look all fly either, right? Because I'm gonna be in my little sundress, like doing what I need to do.
Yes, comfortable clothes, comfortable attire is what is. And then maybe for New Year's, we may want to look cute, for New Year's and stuff. But other than that, just come as you are.
Yeah. So let me see. Were there other? I don't think there were any other questions that we were getting. I think we've addressed all of the ones that people have emailed us about.
I think so as well.
Yeah,
I think so as well. Okay, well, that's about it, y'all. That's about it. So we will see you in Bali. And look, it's already February. So,
I know, right?
Like the year just started. It just literally started. I'm like, wait a second. It was just New Year's Eve, and we're already 1 month into the year. So what that means is that don't think you have all this time. Well, first of all, there's only 5 spaces left. 5 spaces left. But even if there weren't, before you know it, we're going to be in spring, summer, and you're going to have to start making your flight arrangements and all those kind of things. So just jump on it, do it, plan, and be done, so that you know what you're doing this December.
Yeah,
time is going to fly by.
I love, somebody said no bras required. Absolutely no bras required at this retreat. No. And then someone is also asking, are there any particular celebration for New Year's? So we do have kind of something special in the hopper. We don't want to share that just yet, but we have earmarked something special and a really intentional way to bring in the new year.
Yes. Oh, and while you're saying that, Soraya's like, oh my God, I want to go again. So this is going to be some of the retreat. It's going to be similar to our first Bali retreat, but we are also adding some elements that we did not have an opportunity to experience the first time. So if you there were, how many women came?
15.
So yeah. So if you came to Bali the first time and like, well, I don't want to come again because it's going to be the same thing. It will not be the same thing. There are going to be some elements for sure that are similar, but we are also adding some new elements because we want to encourage people who may have gone the first time to come back again. So, we're going to hold those a little bit to ourselves because we don't want to share everything. We do want you to have some like, oh my God, I was not expecting this at all. And plus we have the experience of being there in the past, right? So now we know exactly what's available, what's not available. Tasha and I actually stayed after the retreat to kind of do some recon for the following retreat. So we learned about some new things that we're really, 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 really excited about.
But then also the big difference to add this year for this particular retreat is this conversation around not just femininity, but sensuality and sexuality. And what does that mean? Because I got a toolkit called the Erotic Blueprint. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it.
Girl, you know.
I'm gonna stop right there. So
if y'all haven't watched Goop and checked out what the Erotic Blueprint is all about, please do so. Tosh is certified, but just not only an erotic blueprint, erotic blueprint, Tosh, but you also have your energy healing certification as well. And so we are going to be, this is the beautiful thing about this collaboration, is that we get to bring, each of our strengths into this business. And so Tosh is all about sacred sexuality. And so we're going to be really having some deep down conversations around what it means to be a woman in all aspects, right? Not just mind and spirituality, but in sexuality as well. So it's going to be really, really amazing. Okay, so we do have a question. Hi, Leanne. So are there single rooms available? Yes. So there are single rooms available. So
there are 3 singles left.
Yeah, 3 singles left. So you can either do singles or you can do doubles. And when you go to the website, you'll see the option for singles. So if you want to, be in a single so that, you're kind of like, after a long day, you can kind of be in your room alone and reflect and all of that. That's absolutely an option for you. Yeah. Yes. Oh, so Leanne said "suki now" in response to our questions about sexuality. Yeah. Yes.
Watch out. Watch out.
Watch out now.
Yeah. So I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's everything. I don't think we have any more questions on the stream. And so like we said, if you do have more questions, if you do want to jump on a call, if you have, a particular situation, please email us, let us know. We're happy to do that. And then the link to the registration page is going to be in this live, in the comments, and then I'll put it up top as well so that you can go and check it out.
Yes. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today or watching the replay. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you more in the Facebook group. Like we have the space, the bandwidth now to be showing up. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of us in the group and having some really great conversations. So we look forward to staying connected with you and hope you have a really lovely, lovely Saturday. Get some rest, relax. That's all I got.
Bye. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.